The team started fining players every time they farted.
Is that why they have that flap of fabric, just so you can see? if you do a big one, it's like.
I kind of always wondered.
Hello there.
Hi.
This is Alice.
This is Kai.
And welcome to our channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the 20 most ridiculous moments in NFL history.
Ridiculous, huh?
Ridiculous moments. Now, what could that be?
Funny?
Funny, dangerous? No, it wouldn't be dangerous, would it? 'Cause it'd be called dangerous moments, surely.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. No idea what that actually means in relation to NFL, but let's go.
Yeah. No,
let's not go.
Didn't like
it's ridiculous.
These are the most ridiculous moments in NFL history.
What?
Oh, we got a fight.
Oh.
Being smoked on the kid. He starts to come and then he pulls out.
And first, an NFL player celebrated a touchdown by pegging a dude in the face.
Oh, why would you?
I don't know what that man's doing, and I can't explain number 19 because
Kinda mean.
Williams caught a ridiculous interception with his cheeks.
Over the air, and it's intercepted.
It's one way to do it.
Still a great catch. It's fantastic. Never hit the ground.
Football stinks. But look, some fans are nasty too. Cause at number 18, this fan got his hand on Tom Brady's used water bottle and did this.
Oh man.
Oh my.
Good lord, that is straight up nasty. Just like number 17, cause during a Steelers game, Ben Roethlisberger got his back blown out by his own teammate.
These guys are freaky.
But an NFL kicker got screwed even harder in number 16, cause back in 2005, a football almost got swept up by a hurricane.
And the kick is up, it's on the way, and it's...
Whoa.
No good. Man.
Oh man.
Oh.
That sucks.
He had no shot.
But number 15 was flying too, because Justin Jefferson made one of the most ridiculous catches in NFL history.
He's gonna catch that bird, isn't he?
He's given time. He wants Jefferson. Climbs the ladder.
Was this the one-handed catch that we saw before?
Yes, Jefferson.
That's crazy.
He's one of the receivers that was featured in the receiver
Oh,
show
in
on
the
Netflix.
Show. Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I meant when I said about the catch. Did you mean maybe from a previous video?
I meant from the
no, he wasn't
moments.
in that one.
Right.
I think that it was a bit older. He wasn't playing.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Jesus,
impressive though.
That man's an animal. But so is OBJ. Cause at number 14, he made a ridiculous play for a touchdown. And instead of celebrating like a normal person, OBJ marked his territory with the most ridiculous celebration in NFL history.
The Giants have their second touchdown of the season.
I guess he's got that dog in him. But the NFL player number 13 is an untrained dog, because after making a tackle, Mike Daniels completely embarrassed himself on national TV.
Mike Daniels is excited, but maybe he's a little too excited.
Oh dear.
Yo, how the hell did that happen? But I got even more questions for number 12, because in the middle of an NFL game, the field became flooded in the most ridiculous way possible.
To Michael Robinson, Seattle on top.
Oh.
And this happened. Slip and slide, wet and slide. Hey, it's
New ownership. That's what they do now.
Man, those dudes got soaked. But in number
Wait, so are the sprinklers submerged when they're playing? They can't just be sticking up, surely.
They must be the very level.
And then they pop up.
They're very flush to the. I don't know.
So the whole system just decided, you know what?
Yeah.
Someone set the wrong time.
Yeah,
Damn.
maybe.
Number 11, this ref got pounded, cause during a fumble, he got caught in a vicious dog pile.
And Ron Winter just got buried. Oh.
Damn, my man got sent to another dimension. But anyways, we're in the top 10 now, which means we're taking ridiculous to the next level. And we gotta talk about the time an NFL game was interrupted by aliens. See, in 1979, the Cowboys and Steelers were playing a game in Pittsburgh, and it just seemed like any average game. But there was something mysterious going on above the stadium, cause when everyone looked up, they saw this.
There it is. Now what is that? Sure you're later. I want
What
you
is
to
that?
explain that to me, Dr. Spock. I'm afraid so. This is sort of a Twilight Zone football game.
Now remember, There were no drones or anything like that back then, so people were going crazy, wondering what those flying objects actually were. But after multiple investigations, there was still no explanation. Hell, there was even a news report in 2011 by Channel 4 Action News that still wasn't able to find any solid answer. So, to this day, people still believe it was actually aliens. Man, I've never...
Maybe it's like a bird with a bit of foil on it or something, and where it's flapping, it's
Why would a bird have foil on
like
it?
a packet of crisps or something. You know, like the inside of a packet of crisps. If it's picked
Two
up,
of them?
maybe they got greedy birds. Who knows? I don't. So, I mean, is it me though, or does all this UFA stuff only really happen? UFO, sorry. UFO.
Yeah.
It only really happens in America, doesn't it? Like,
I don't know, does it?
well, from my knowledge, I haven't heard of it really being much happening in Europe or in the UK or anything. You know, when do you ever hear about UFOs in Europe?
I don't know.
In all fairness, it's very like UFO and aliens and Area 51 and all that sort of stuff. You kind of hear and obviously see a lot of movies about it in America as well. But it doesn't seem to be a common thing here by any means. Who knows? Right, let's go back.
So, to this day, people still believe it was actually aliens. Man, I've never seen anything like that. Now, for number 9, what if I told you this is the NFL that needs a
Maybe someone
bodyguard?
attached it to them.
Let me explain. See, Rams head coach Sean McVay was having problems with bumping into refs. I mean, he'd be so into the game, you wouldn't realize that he was halfway down the field. And it started to become a problem, because every time he got caught or bumped into a ref, his team got a penalty. Now, the Rams organization decided that they just couldn't have this anymore, and decided to take matters into their own hands. So they put their heads together and came up with the most ridiculous solution, hiring a dude whose only job is to move Sean out of the way.
There is an art to it. It is kind of like a dance. Maybe tango, like a sidestep into the path of the official and then remove back.
That's crazy.
Here, he's just kind of riding him a little bit.
Now look, we gotta talk about OBJ again, cause at number 8, he got his ass beat in front of the entire world. See, Odell's been known for throwing tantrums his entire career, from getting into fights, headbutting things on the sideline, hell, even just kicking a ball into the stands over a drop pass. But in 2016, someone finally put Odell in his place, cause after not receiving a wide open pass, he blew a fuse and decided to attack the kicker's net. But it fought back.
Odell Beckham showing his frustration over on the bench.
Hey man, that's karma. But 3 weeks later, after making a game-winning touchdown against the Ravens, he made go with the net by giving it a little smooch.
Back to the net, which is the Holy Grail.
I gotta be honest, man, that's a pretty toxic relationship. But number 6 is straight up abuse. Cause one time, a bunch of mascots beat up little kids. See, during
Yeah, I
a
was gonna
Vikings
say.
halftime
Oh, really?
show, the team decided to put on a little fun event. Pee-wee football kids versus grown-ass mascots. And during the game, people thought the mascots were gonna take it easy on them. But what was supposed to be an event to make the kids feel good turned into a bloodbath.
Sorry, but how is this safe?
I mean, I guess not. I mean, you gotta see the funny side though.
And guess what? They've been doing this for years. Just beating kids up over and over. Now, these dudes are a bunch of animals. But there are some much crazier moments in the
that was the
NFL,
athletic
like
one,
the
wasn't
time
it?
a player pooped himself
Oh.
on the field, or when a Chiefs fan got on the FBI's most wanted list. Kansas City's biggest fan, and for years he's shown his support for his team by going crazy at tailgates and rallying other fans up before games.
A lot of people mention in the NFL videos we've covered, everyone mentions tailgating and that you should so prior to a game, I think people meet up, like fans meet up obviously, and then they go out drinking or whatever, doing, supporting the thing all leading up to the game.
Okay.
And I'm curious what tailgating is, because a lot of people have said, oh, you should try and get in on the tailgating and be part of the kind of whole atmosphere. So what exactly is it, guys? Like, what is tailgating? So our understanding, or my understanding, is that obviously prior to a game, fans get together, maybe having a bit of hyping everything up, going out drinking. I don't really know. Let us know. Have you ever heard of it?
I must say that the term rings a bell, but I've got no idea what it means.
Yeah, so let us know, guys.
Yeah.
NFC Championship game. This entire season has been devoted to one purpose, and that's to run it back.
Chiefsaholic would travel from state to state for every road game, and by 2022, he'd become a local legend. But then, people noticed something strange. On December 18th, the Chiefs were in Houston to face the Texans, and as fans started filing into the stadium, there was one important piece missing for Kansas City. Chiefsaholic was nowhere to be found. Immediately, fans rushed to Twitter, hoping to find some answers, and that's when they found out something horrifying.
Chiefsaholic, also known as Xavier Michael Babudar, is a career criminal who was disguising himself as a f***ing wolf who loved the Kansas City Chiefs, was actually caught red-handed with a gun robbing a bank in Texas on Friday.
Yeah, this dude was arrested.
No way is that his actual like bank robbery outfit as well. Doubling up right there. That's some funny stuff.
For allegedly robbing banks in his costume. And he wasn't doing it to pay the bills. Nah, it was so he could afford to go to all these Chiefs games. And now in 2023, he was put on probation and was released from jail. But once the man got out, he cut off his ankle monitor and robbed 6 more banks. So the FBI got involved and finally caught him 4 months later.
Kansas City Crime Stoppers can now cross Chiefsaholic off the most wanted list.
Chiefs superfan, fugitive, and suspected bank robber Xavier Babudar had his first appearance in a federal courtroom this afternoon in Northern California. Since his arrest Friday, the man known to fans as Chiefsaholic is now charged with bank robbery and money laundering.
You can't write this
Babudar
stuff, can
spent
you?
the last 4 months on the lam after removing his ankle monitor and skipping a March court date to be arraigned on bank robbery charges in Oklahoma.
This man went from
I think that's the worst thing about it. Like, he kind of did his time and he was on probation with the ankle monitor, and then he didn't learn anything from that. He just went on
and just continued
and did it again.
Yeah, that's
from
it.
tailgating to facing at least 10 years in prison. But Mike Tomlin should be locked up too, because at number 5, he did something so ridiculous, it could have ended a player's career. See, during a close game against the Steelers in 2013, Ravens' Jacoby Jones caught the ball and made an incredible run. I mean, there was nobody in front of him. It looked like a guaranteed touchdown, or so he thought, because just before he could reach the end zone, NFL coach Mike Tomlin pulled a dirty play from the sidelines by standing out on the field to block it.
Taken down to the 27-yard line. And Tomlin is essentially on the field here, and you just wonder, he's trying to get out of the way there.
Yeah, now that's a cheap shot. You could have tore Jacoby's ACL or MCL with a stunt
He
like
didn't
that.
do
I mean, that's it.
anything,
No more NFL career. And while
He just shouldn't have been there, right?
Yes,
There was
but
no contact, though.
No, but when you get out the way last minute,
I suppose if you're running and there's someone there,
you're not gonna
you're sort
keep
of naturally
running. Yeah,
looking to dodge. Yeah, I guess
and
that
it
makes
kind
sense.
of did look like he did it on purpose.
Oh, of course he
the Steelers ended up losing the game, the NFL didn't let Tomlin off the hook, because after reviewing the play, they decided he needed to pay the price and fine his ass $100,000.
Ooh.
After the incident, though,
Wow.
Mike didn't say I mean, it took him 9 years before he even acknowledged it, when on the Pivot podcast, he said this.
Were you trying to trip that man on the sideline? Like, bro, I ain't know if everybody found that ass, bro. Your ass was right there, coach.
Hey, I'll tell you this. People that know me and know the level of respect that I have for the game and the men that play it, then I don't feel the need to explain it to them. And those that don't know me, I just assume they think the worst of me. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But look, number 4 is way worse, because we gotta talk about the nastiest event in football history, Poopgate. See, during the 2020 season, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens were taking on the Browns. But during the game, something was off for Lamar, because there was clearly something bothering him. So at the start of the 4th quarter, he ran off the field, claiming he had cramps. But that's just what he wanted everyone to think, because 10 minutes later, Lamar came back out ready to play, like nothing happened. So Twitter, celebrities, and the entire internet started thinking Lamar was lying, and that he actually took the Browns to the Super Bowl by pooping his pants.
Steve, I'm now being told that Lamar Jackson is back in the Ravens locker room being treated for cramps.
But when Lamar was asked about the incident, he tried to cover his ass.
Just to clarify, you didn't have to use the bathroom or anything in the back, right?
No, I was cramping. I ain't putting Paul Pierce.
This man beat the allegations, the Browns, and the toilet. Now that's legendary. And speaking of legendary, we've hit the top 3, which means...
Yeah, I was gonna stop it because, I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go. If something is not right, and What would you actually have? Did they want him to actually poop his pants on the field?
Yeah, I mean,
what's the deal?
The thing is it not better to be known for going off the court to have a toilet?
Yeah.
Or off the field, sorry, not the court. Off the field to have a toilet rather than just
pooping your pants in front of someone's
that's
face.
That's going to be way worse media for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see the big deal. It's just a natural thing.
At the end of the day, you know, if you've got a bad stomach, you've got a bad stomach, haven't you?
Yeah.
You got to go. It's just one of those.
And him not say, you just say, yeah, so what?
I guess you don't really think about it though, do you? Like, oh, what if they need to go to the toilet? I know, like in football, there's a half time, 45 minutes. So
sometimes, you just can't.
Well, if something when nature calls, nature calls.
Or yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just didn't see the big deal with that, even if he had to, and that was the case.
And the toilet. Now that's legendary. And speaking of legendary, we've hit the top 3, which means we're going redonkulous. Starting with the time a fan stole millions from the New York Giants. Back in 2008, the Giants and the Patriots were facing off in the Super Bowl. And going into the match, the Patriots hadn't lost a game the entire season. But when the final whistle blew, the Giants had beaten the Patriots, leaving fans crushed. But one fan took the loss too far, cause he found out the jeweler making the Giants Super Bowl rings happened to be near his hometown, so he devised a plan to break in and steal them. And after weeks of planning and pulling together a team of 2 other guys, he not only broke in and stole the rings, he stole everything else inside, totaling over $2 million. And he would have got away with it, but he told one of his ex-girlfriends the entire story. And after they broke up, she ratted his ass out. So in the end, Sean was sentenced to 20 years in prison, and the Super Bowl rings
he literally would have got away with it.
I don't know if this dude's crazy or a savage, but Plaxico Burress was just dumb.
I don't know if he would have gotten away with it.
I think they would have caught him eventually, right?
Also, the girlfriend only did it after they broke up, not when.
At that point, you'd pay her off, wouldn't you?
He ruined his career in the most ridiculous way. See, Plaxico Burress had everything you wanted. A spot on the New York Giants, millions of dollars, and even a Super Bowl ring. This man was on top of the football world, but he had one more thing that cost him everything. See, in November of 2008, Plaxico was in a New York nightclub, just looking to have a good time. But he kept that thing on him, and while he was walking up the stairs, the unthinkable happened. His gun fell out of his pants and accidentally shot himself in the leg. Even though he got rushed to the hospital and ended up being okay, things got way worse. Cause not only did he get a 4-game suspension from the NFL, but it shot his hopes down of an NFL future.
Now, a big city anti-gun mayor is involved, one who only last year posted thousands of signs warning people against using illegal guns.
I think it'd be an outrage if we didn't prosecute to the fullest extent of the law.
Under New York state law, if convicted, Burress would face a mandatory 3.5 years in prison.
After Plaxico...
Sorry, so it's not that he had a gun, it's that he had an illegal gun. That he didn't have a permit for. Do you need to have a permit?
Well, I think, yeah, you have to have permits for guns. I don't think anyone can just own a gun. There is some form of like control there.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I would hope so. But I think it's more that maybe you're not really allowed to have a gun at a nightclub, you know, as well. So one, it could have been an illegal gun, like you're saying, but I think it's more likely that he shouldn't have had it there in the first place, and then obviously shot himself, alerted everyone that he had a gun.
Yeah,
it
got discharged in front of so many people.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's probably, for me, that's probably more the reason why he's potentially getting charged, because he's taking a gun where he shouldn't have been taking a gun. Because even if you're a licensed gun holder, there's still got to be a time and a place to hold it, surely. You know, like
I don't know how it works, to be honest.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought, you know, if you're registered to have a gun, that you just go to the grocery store with a gun. You know what I mean?
Well, then what? There's caveats to where you can use it.
Well, I think it's more about owning a gun, you know, because if you've got this is just my assumption. I don't know how you guys work with guns, but I would assume that if you own a gun and you have a license for a gun, then you go to a shooting range or hunting, or, you know, for various different things, like for a purpose for the gun, if that makes sense.
I think in the US, isn't it right that you can own a gun for your protection? So then you can take it outside of your home, can't you? People do that, or is that if all of that is illegal?
Let us know, guys, because this is an interesting thing that we don't really know too much about your laws and gun laws, and obviously we know that it's likely to change from state to state as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
But yeah, let us know on like just a generic kind of, are you allowed to take a gun out if you have a gun license? Are you allowed to carry just for the sake of carrying, or you know, what are the general basic rules behind owning a gun there, and how can you use it, I guess, or not use it but carry it. Anyhow, let's continue, shall we?
Was found guilty. That 4-game suspension turned into a criminal record, 2 missed seasons, and millions of dollars lost. And as if that wasn't bad enough, Plaxico regrets that one shot every single day.
I see guys like Randy Moss and Terrell Owens and all those guys that I played with, and I was like, I basically like shot down a Hall of Fame career.
Man, next time just leave the safety on. Well, listen, we're moving on to number 1, our top moment, the most ridiculous halftime show in NFL history. It was Super Bowl 38. Over 144 million people watching live. Everyone from children to adults to grandparents were all huddled around their TV, and they were excited to see 2 of the biggest stars in the world, Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake. So when they took the stage at halftime, everyone went crazy.
Is this when her boob came out?
The 2 put on the performance of a lifetime, but during the final minutes of their epic performance, something nobody saw coming happened. Cause on the final note of the performance, Justin was supposed to rip part of Janet's costume to reveal another layer of her outfit, but instead, she had a wardrobe malfunction, exposing herself to the entire world. And just a few days later, Janet opened up about the situation, explaining exactly what happened.
Was it planned, Janet?
No.
It was not planned.
Well, what people don't understand is he was to take and rip the piece off that he did.
The leather piece.
Right, but more came off than what was supposed to.
And this proved to be a costly mistake for everyone involved.
I don't know about that though, because if I remember correctly, the bit that got ripped off obviously exposed her boob, and she had like a massive like piercing covering up her nipple anyway. So for me, that feels like maybe it was intentional, whether they, you know, because it's good media.
I don't think I knew about this, to be honest.
How did you not?
So I don't know.
Well, there's something for you to Google later, I guess.
Janet
At your own
Jackson's
peril.
Boob. Yeah, I don't know about that. I guess does it really matter? Is it just for views and
that's what I was thinking,
cause
like,
a bit of a stir or for
you know,
shock factor?
If you're tearing a part of the wardrobe off in a particular area, it's going to be made.
And I guess you would
you know,
ensure that whatever you have underneath is not rippable as well.
it would be fit for purpose, wouldn't it? At the end of the day, if you're doing it in an area that's going to expose you like that, then I think that the outfit is going to be made properly so that it can't physically do that. And let's be honest, he's not like he's, you know, Hulk grabbing something off. He's just ripping off a part that's meant to come off. So I don't know. I think it's, I don't know. Anyway, let's carry on.
Because not only did it hurt Janet's career, but the NFL was asked to refund the halftime show sponsor for $10 million. God damn. Now that is one expensive nipple. But believe it or not, there's an NFL player that lost more money than that for breaking the rules. Cause Calvin Ridley lost over $11 million after being suspended for gambling on NFL games. Turns out he had no clue that rule existed. And he's not alone. There are a ton of NFL rules that nobody knows about, like how players aren't allowed to use inhalers, or that a team started fining players every time they farted. There's some wild stuff going on in that rule book. So if you want to hear more, then you need to click on this video.
Is that why they have that flap of fabric, just so you can see? if you do a big one, it's like.
I kind of always wondered what that is for.
Oh, well, maybe it is fart detection. There we go. Learn something new every day.
Fart detection. That was
interesting.
Funny. Yeah, quite interesting. Some ridiculous and some not so.
It was a different view of the game, I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah.
It was fun, a bit different. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, if you did enjoy it, let us know in the comments, and we can sort of look into similar content, other variations of this sort of stuff. If you didn't, then obviously let us know as well, so we can avoid it. But other than that, guys, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us. But other than that, bye for now.
Bye.